When you think of school, you probably think of grades. Grades are an important aspect of education system. They are used by college admission committees to determine acceptance, look at by parents to understand how their child is performing, and used as a marker of success or failure for a student to judge themselves. Hello everyone, my name is Mara J. Pinky and Son, your next reporter for today. For today's discussion, we will be discussing the effects of grading systems on students and the major purposes of grading and reporting. The effects of grading systems. The effects of grading systems on students has both upsides and downsides. In some cases, they are unavoidable, and in others, it may be better to learn without incorporating grades into the picture. Now, to truly understand what grades mean, we'll take a quick look at the history of grades. As a student, you take grades at face value. But have you ever wondered how the education system came to have grades in the first place? Before a grading system was made, schools like Harvard and Stanford would award students with medals and class ranks. Back around the 1940s, the grading system was invented. The main reason that grades were invented was to make it easy for institutions to communicate with one another about students' academic readiness. When there wasn't a standard letter grading system, most teachers relied on a 100-point scale system. What is a traditional grading system scale? One of the most universally recognized and traditional grading scale is the A to F letter grading scale, and it is as follows: A for 90 to 100%, B for 80 to 89%, C 70 to 79%, D 60 to 69%, and F 0 to 59%. Now that you have a brief background of the history of grades, let's go to our main topic for today. The effects of grading on students. Over the years, studies have also been made on how grades and the comments of teachers written on students' papers might affect students' achievement. An early investigation by Page 1958 focuses specifically on this issue. In the said study, 74 school teachers administered a test to the students in their classes and scored in the usual way. A numerical score was assigned to each student's paper on the basis of the score obtained. A corresponding letter grade of A, B, C, D, or F was given. Next, teachers randomly divided the students' papers into 3 groups. The first group received only the numerical score and letter grade. The second group, aside from the score and grade, received standard comments such A. Excellent, keep it up. B. Good work, keep it up. C. Perhaps try to do still better. Letter D. Let's bring this up. And letter F. Let's raise this grade. For the third group, teachers marked the score, letter grades, and then wrote on each paper a variety of individualized comments. Page asked the teachers to write anything they wished on these papers, but to be sure of their personal feelings and instructional practices. Papers were then returned to students in a normal way. Page then evaluated the effects of the comments by considering students' scores on the very next test or assessment given in the class. The results showed that students who received the standard comments with their grade achieved significantly higher scores than those who received only a score and grade. Those students who received individualized comments did even better. This led him to conclude that grades can have a beneficial effect on student learning when accompanied by specific individualized comments from the teachers. Studies conducted in a more recent years confirmed Page's conclusion. Based on the study presented in the previous statements, its relevance are: Number 1. It illustrated that while grades may not be compulsory for teaching or learning, It can be used in positive ways to enhance students' achievement and performance. Second, it showed that positive effects can be gained with relatively little effort on the part of teachers. Stamps or stickers with standard comments such as these could be easily produced for teachers to use. Yet, the effect of this simple effort has significant positive effect on students' performance. Now it's time for us to discuss the major purposes of grading and reporting. But before that, for us to be guided, let us define first these two terms. Grading system. It refers to the system that a school has developed to guide how teachers assess and grade student work. Reporting system. The system that school has developed for the organization of assignment scores in gradebooks, either online or paper, and the determination of final grades for report cards and transcripts. The following are the major purposes of grading and reporting. First, to the achievement status of students, to parents and others. Second, to provide information that students can use for self-evaluation. Third, to select, identify, or group students for certain educational paths or programs. Fourth, to provide incentives for students to learn. Fifth, to evaluate the effectiveness of instructional programs. Last but not the least is to provide evidence of students' lack of effort or inappropriate responsibility. The purpose of a grading system is to give feedback to students so they can take charge of their learning and to provide information to all who support these students, teachers, special educators, parents, and others. The purpose of a reporting system is to communicate the students' achievement to families, post-secondary institutions, and employers. These systems must above all communicate clear information about the skills of a student has mastered or areas where they need more support or practice. When schools use grades to reward or punish students or to sort students into levels, imbalances in power and privilege will be magnified and the purposes of grading and reporting systems will not be achieved. This guide is intended to highlight the central practices that schools can use to ensure that their grading and reporting systems help them build a nurturing, equitable, creative, and dynamic culture of learning. The following are the possible sources of the grading and reporting systems. We have major exams or composition, class quizzes, reports or projects, students' portfolios, exhibits of students' work, laboratory projects, students' notebook or journals, class observation, oral presentations, homework completion, homework quality, class participation, work habits and neatness, effort, attendance, punctuality of assignments, class behavior or attitude, and the progress made. I hope you learned something. If you have questions regarding our topic today, please let us know. Please let me know by messaging me privately on Messenger at Marajay Pinky and Son, or you can comment down below. Once again, this is Marajay Pinky and Son. Thank you for listening. Have a great day ahead.